Welcome back to Student of the Game Podcast. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. Please hit the like and subscribe button. I think this is my first time going live on YouTube, I think. Or maybe it's my second time. I don't know. Um, is it time to I'm trying it sounds crazy even saying these words, but I think it's time for the Houston Texans to bench CJ Stroud. It's time for him to come off the bench. It is time. He's going to have to learn a thing or two from Davis Mills because this Houston Texans defense, I think, is playing too doggone good for the quarterback to be losing these close games for them. And I know some people are going to say, you know what, man, it's the offensive line. It's the offensive line. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not the offensive line. He has to get rid of the ball quicker. He has to make quicker decisions. Now, is the offensive line perfect? No. But whose offensive line is perfect? And we're not at and whose quarterback is perfect? Nobody's asking CJ Stroud to be perfect. Nobody expect the young man to be perfect. But he once said that this was after his rookie year. He had a stellar rookie season. And his top five quarterbacks, he named his top five, but he included himself in his top five. And I got no problem with that type of confidence. You should have that confidence and that type of belief in yourself. Okay, because nobody's going to believe in you better more than yourself. And of course God too, God is always going to believe in you no matter even when you don't believe in yourself. That's one of the many beauties of God. But CJ Stroud, man, he's just not looking like a Pro Bowl quarterback. CJ Stroud is not looking like a quarterback that's on the verge of signing with a 50 or 60 million dollar a year contract. He doesn't look like that. All right. The Texans, they need CJ Stroud to be a game manager. They don't need him to be a gunslinger or anything like that. And he's not properly managing the game. Like, it's one thing if you're not throwing a bunch of touchdowns, but it's a whole nother thing when you're turning the ball over and your defense is out there playing real good, Like, you got to manage the game, man. Go watch some Trent Dilfer film or something, man. Go watch old Tom Brady footage. And I understand this is what, year three? Nobody's expecting him to be Patrick Mahomes. Everybody can't be Patrick Mahomes, okay? Different type of coaching over there. That's Andy Reid. If he was playing under Andy Reid, it would probably be something different. But the Texans head coach D'Amico Ryans is a defensive oriented coach, and his defense is real good. But you can't turn the ball over the way you're doing it, and you can't have all these wasteless drives on offense, these wasteless possessions. Like, it's frustrating. It's frustrating as a fan to watch it, and I can only imagine people on that defense. But I expect this team to stick together as a unit, you know what I'm saying? But man, they're 0-3. The expectations are for the Texans to win this division and to be in the playoffs, be a potential contender. Those are the expectations. So, I thought this week was pretty much make or break, but man, I I pride myself on saying, damn, it feels good to be a Texan, but man, week three is starting to get pretty doggone hard to say that. But I'm gonna still say it, damn, it feels good to be a Texan, but the Texans need CJ Stroud to step it up, man. They need him to step it up. Um, the run game hasn't been on point like it should, but also I think that's due to the lack of passing game. You got Nico Collins out there, a prime weapon. I know they're missing Tank Dell, another prime weapon. But when you're that dude, that quarterback, you're going to get a lot of credit for the winning. You're going to get a lot of blame for the losing. That comes with the position. That's the responsibility and the accountability of the position. But god dang, man, Texas fans, we need him to do better. We need him to do better. Like, this is, I mean, watching that game, and I'm like, man, what exactly is he looking at? What is he looking at? I mean, is it the offensive coordinator? They fired the offensive coordinator. So now, is it the new offensive coordinator now? Like eventually it comes a time when you gotta be like, okay, is it CJ Stroud? What is he doing wrong? And I do think that the benefit of having Davis Mills come in and play, it gives CJ Stroud the opportunity to look at it on on the bench to see, okay, what is Davis Mills doing that I'm not doing? Or what is he seeing that I'm not seeing? Davis Mills is not a scrub, okay? All right. Davis Mills can ball, all right? Um, some people believe that if you bench him, you could break his spirit. Listen, like if bringing in Davis Mills, subbing in Mills for Stroud because Stroud is struggling and not playing to his capability, full potential, if that's going to break him, then if that's going to break his spirit, well, then his spirit might already be broken. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I don't know. Who knows? Who is this? Ashley Beach. Hey, what's happening, Ashley Beach? What's the deal? Bro, answer me. Yeah, I just saw you. I just saw you. What's up? Um, but cause it's okay cause you got some quarterbacks. They get to sit on the sideline and they get to observe what the veteran quarterback is doing. And it's not all about just arm talent. It's about awareness. It's about having a cadence with the offensive line. It's about reading the defenses because your backup quarterback, who's a veteran, may see something that you may not see. Or it might be a situation where they see something, you see the same thing they see, but you may not have the belief to act on it. And they can show you how it's done a bit. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the whole purpose of having a Davis Mills right there. Believe it or not, is a veteran player. I mean, he's been with the Texans. He's been with the Texans that are since during the what is that? During COVID. He was there. Was he there during Bill O'Brien? I think he was there during Bill O'Brien. No, he was there during Lovey Smith and then during Dave Culley. I can't remember if he was there one year for Bill O'Brien. I don't think he was. But man, like we need CJ to get it together. We want him to succeed. All right. Not only as far as individual accolades, but team accolades as well, because the ultimate goal is to get a Super Bowl. That's the ultimate goal, man. And in Texas, man, we care about our football. We care about our football, man. But it's just frustrating watching that. But him being benched, it's not the end of the world, man. It's not the end of the world. It happens. It happens. But hey, hopefully they'll get it together and we'll see what they're gonna do. But I'm gonna tell you something, you know, it's hard to say it right now, but even though they're 0-3, damn, it feels good to be a Texan. All right. It could be worse. Could be worse. All right. But I do think that it's quite possible that they could still make some things happen this year, but they got to get it together, man. I remember the Houston Oilers, I think, was that in 94? Back in the day, 93, 94. They started the season off like 0-4 or 1-5, and then they won like 11 games in a row. So maybe they can do something like that. It is possible. In the words of PJ, or is it in the words of JP on Angels in the Outfield, it could happen. It could happen. Who knows? We might get some Angels out on the field for the Texans. How sweet would that be, right? But yeah, CJ Stroud, man, dude, we need you to get it together. We're all rooting for you, sir. We're rooting for you. So, but anyways, that's all I got. Thank you all for tuning in. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Student of the Game podcast. Peace out. And once again, damn, it feels good to be a Texan.